Welcome to the Blind Tag Wrestling AEW review of Dynamite for the Saturday night, that of October 16th, 2021. We are hailing from that good old James L. Knight Center in Miami, Florida.
Indeed we are.
And, you know, there's been some other things happen in Miami, Florida in that James L. Knight Center.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like a whole mess and heaping, helping, scrubbing of WWE house shows.
Ooh.
Like through the years, yeah, like some WWF house shows.
They know they're wrestling then.
They had them like 1, 2 a month, you know. Well, they know they're wrestling in Florida
because
it's just where they know wrestling. It's one of those places. But crazy enough, they had Clash of the Champions do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is, especially when you think about what's happened over the last 2 days for Dynamite and for Rampage.
Yeah.
Some of the storylines going on, especially with one Mr. Anderson, you know, Mr. Anderson.
Right.
And
Grampy Arn.
And Mr. Cody Rhodes. So very interesting, man. I was doing my homework, and I just think it's cool. June 8th, 1988. I remember it like it was yesterday. Clash of Champions 2, and you had on there things like Barry Windham of the Four Horsemen with James J. Dillon against Brad Armstrong. Fantastics and the Sheepherders, which was a great feud, by the way.
Sounds like it.
It was amazing feud. It's just one. Anybody with the Sheepherders, any of the Pretty Boy teams against the Sheepherders, that's how they proved they weren't Pretty Boy teams. Because you had like Pretty Boy teams, which would be like, I don't know. Yeah, the Rock and Roll Express would be considered that. They would. I mean, I hate to say it because they had some really violent matches as well. But they would be.
Right.
But then you had the Fabulous Ones. And the Fabulous Ones were more catered to women.
Right.
Not just the girls. And I don't want to hear anything else about the Fabulous Ones.
Say anything?
There is nothing homoerotic about the Fabs.
Not at all. Not at all.
Now listen, it was a different time. You will not speak ill of the Fabulous Ones.
I didn't say anything bad about the Fabulous
in my
Ones.
presence.
I never have in my entire life.
All right. But
I love them.
The Fantastics were another one of those. Stop it. The Fantastics are fine. Leave the Fantastics alone. Bobby Fulton, Tommy Rogers. Amazing work rate tag team of the 80s. Great classics of the Midnight Express, you know. Anyway, Fantastic Sheepherders. Jimmy and Ronnie Garvin against the Varsity Club, one father of a Wyndham Rotunda. Mike Rotunda was in that match, obviously. But here's the thing. The main event of Clash of Champions 2, this very arena, June 8th, 1988.
Right.
Dusty Rhodes and Sting. Sting!
I think we saw him tonight.
We did. Dusty Rhodes and Sting went against Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Wow.
For the World Tag Team Championship.
That's crazy.
Ended in a big double DQ schmoz because it's just the way it was at the time.
We saw 3 of them tonight and one of their sons.
And on the commentary was Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Bob Caudell, who I love Bob.
Wow. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
33 years ago, Raja. Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. But also, this was a hell of an episode.
Oh, it was great.
I mean,
it was like nonstop entertainment from start to finish.
It really was. It had a different feel to it. It's like things really went together well.
Everything was clicking.
I think after that second anniversary show, you know, things were kind of like, because they didn't go too smooth on that.
No.
In my opinion.
No.
There was a lot of...
It wasn't perfect.
Yeah, a lot of production errors.
Yeah.
And that's just not like them. This actually flowed like very great. I mean, it had a great entertainment value.
Yeah.
But it also had some really awesome wrestling that one would expect from any of the AEW shows now. So let's just get at it.
Oh, yeah. Let's just jump right in.
I mean, we started off with... you know, a little bit of cult of personality.
Of course. That's the best way to start any show.
Man, it really is. But
just start every show like that.
You had CM Punk come in, and he comes, you know, goes down, teases jumping. He's not going to jump. No. It's Miami.
Just going to smack
values
hands,
his life,
you know?
That kind of thing. And he goes up there and sits with Tony Jr. and Excalibur.
Yes.
On there. But we started out with a hot opener.
Oh, man. Yes. Malachi Black answering the open challenge from one Dante Martin.
Yeah. So, again.
Who dug his own grave, to be honest.
Yeah, Dante, open challenge.
You get what you ask for, buddy.
In this place. But it ended up being very, very intriguing matchup, man.
It did.
You had a lot going on with it, but I love the fact that Malachi tried grounding Dante, like right off the bat.
Yeah, early on, Dante was getting a little bit done with his high flying, and Malachi's like, no. Yeah. No. I'm going to take your knee.
Absolutely. They were also putting over the Black Mist.
Oh, yeah.
The commentators were talking about that right off the bat. You know, they're like, that's been a problem here recently, and the Black Mist is always a problem.
Oh, yeah. You don't want the Black Mist, if any.
Red Mist is really a problem. You know, if you're going to take a mist, take the green mist.
Yeah, you don't want the Black Mist.
Yeah. I mean, it's corruption of the soul.
Yes.
We've learned that. Yes. So there's a corruption in his soul. It obviously makes him have a little, like...
Yeah, problem.
Yeah. You got a little... You know what? Never mind. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. We just won't talk about it.
It's really fine.
No, Malachi's is very apparent. It's like half his face.
It is. And it comes up every now and then and causes problems.
Yes. It seems to be doing that quite a bit lately.
But listen, man, Malachi, they put over the undefeated streak. And, you know, he was very deliberate.
Yes.
You know, everything he does with gusto.
Yes. Everything has a purpose.
I'm the amazing gusto. But he actually, he doesn't just do things like, I'm going to body slam you. Nope.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to body slam you to hell.
Oh, man.
You know, everything has, and I appreciate
so
that.
much power behind it. It's scary.
So the cool thing is, you know, young Dante, with Leo Rush, you know, in the corner, giving him instructions. Not that he listened.
No.
And that was the whole story to this. If he'd listened, things could have went different. But it just
Dante.
didn't. He just didn't listen. So
he told you.
He had a bad wheel, you know, and there was a lot of kicks. Of course, it's Malachi.
Yes.
So a lot of kicks and a lot of single leg crabs.
Comes with the territory.
You know, so he's working over the knee, single leg crab, got it going on. And there's this, you know, heroic moment toward the finish there where Dante's on the outside and he's sort of thinking about it.
Yes. And he's thinking about it.
And you're like, no, don't.
And Leo's out there going, don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Leo's like, no, man, don't do it, man.
You do it.
I love I like his big, like, deep voice, like, hey, man, no, it's all cool, man. Don't do it.
But Dante did it.
Dante did it. Dante jumps. Dante comes down. He hurts his leg. He kind of looks over a little bit. And schmack-a-doobie.
Whap.
Yeah. You can call it Black Mass. You can call it 90 Night. You can call it internal injuries. Whatever you want to call it. Great knockout cell going down. Uno, dos. We are in, you know,
yes,
Miami. Obviously, we've learned a lot about the Spanish contingent in Miami lately. Pretty cool though, and you got the 3 count. So after the match, you know, I love the fact that as he's walking out, him being pronouns, pal, Malachi Black, he's walking out, and it's the subtleties of wrestling that I love the most. He turns and he gives the nod.
It's the little things that will always mean something down the road. That's the exact nod he gave.
Yeah, the nod. The nod's very important in wrestling. It's one of those trickery do's.
It's I've got my eye on you nod. Even though he's suffering from some kind of internal damage thanks to whatever is going on.
He's suffering from, you know, that's not crazy talk. This is crazy talk. That's, I mean, you got
is that what's inside it?
He got his bell ring. He's got a little Patrick Star inside of him.
Oh, man.
We all do.
So following this, we went backstage with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, who were kind of making fun of the Elite a little bit.
I mean, off a certain powerbomb spot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
but they weren't going to take that.
You know, but the Elite also made fun of themselves over the powerbomb spot on BTE this week. If you haven't seen it, it's a really great episode of being the Elite. But they were doing that, and, you know, Jungle Boy's like, yeah, the whole Express is kind of banged up, and, you know.
I don't know how Luchasaurus is going to walk after that.
Yeah. You know, we got to watch him. He's endangered, for the love of Christ. So all of a sudden, they get attacked by, as you said, the Elite. the super elite.
Kenny and the Young Bucks and Adam Cole. Yeah. Baby.
Bye-bye. So we do get the powerbomb through the table.
Yeah.
So Kenny Omega uses a really great little line in here after they do the deal. You know, because he's got to be a goob.
Yes.
That's like part of his character.
It's the best part.
He's a goober. He's looking at the camera, breaking the fourth wall.
Of course.
You know, we kicked his friend in the beanbag.
That's so Kenny Omega.
So Inner Circle out in the ring.
Oh, man.
An in-ring promo. Of course, everybody's singing because they love Jericho. They love them some Inner Circle.
Yes, we all do.
I mean, Miami really loves the Inner Circle.
They do.
They really do. So
Sammy.
Yeah, big
Santana and Ortiz.
Right. They're happy. Be in the crowd. But they chant for Santana Ortiz. They do a huge chant for Sammy. Sammy came off like a big star here.
Yes, he is a big star.
You know, if you're big star bound, it's going to be a long, hard ride. But he came off really, really good. So they're talking, they're hamming it up a little bit, some good stuff going off. And American Top Team comes out.
Of course, Santana called them out. They're going to come out and be booed all to hell.
Booed all to hell doesn't really capture it, does it?
No, it doesn't cover it quite.
So there's heat, there's go away heat, and then there's truly the best kind of heat, which is, oh my God. That son of a bitch has some
People
heat.
don't like you.
Yeah. So Dan Lambert is not a very popular person, and it's beautiful.
Which is hilarious considering where they are.
Yeah. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's glorious. He's like,
really
you know how many, he comes out, he's like, do you know how many championships we brought this city? And all, you know. Anyway, Dan Lambert has an incredible amount of heat. He talks about Inner Circle jerk and, you know, do you have more people out here so you can get fresh hands, whatever.
He's like, do you just bring people in for variety?
Yeah, I mean, he's great. He's really old school. He's an old school wrestling manager.
He is.
Does a fantastic job, and he's represented. He's got Junior Dos Santos out here. He's sort of laying in the back a little bit this time. You got Paige Van Zandt, of course, out there.
Of course.
And, you know, the cool thing about Junior, and I'm just going to have to break into this, because so Roman Reigns, stick with me here. Roman Reigns has talked a lot of big dog poo the last couple of days.
Yes.
All right. He's just been talking, you know, well, blah, 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 blah. And he's doing all this stuff, you know, acknowledge me, blah, blah.
Yes.
And he's throwing some shade. He tossing some shade at AEW. Thing is, one of the things he tossed shade about was, you know, I'll throw him out of my bar or whatever. I'll throw any of those guys out of the bar.
He said they're all little brothers.
So last night when we had Rampage, Junior made his, you know, wrestling debut.
He did.
And I loved it.
It looked great.
So some people are, you know, morons and don't understand what, you know, this is supposed to look like when you have a guy that's coming from MMA over to pro wrestling. Should he know all the ins and outs of Pro Wrestling Night 1?
Probably not.
No, he should probably look like an MMA guy.
Yeah.
Coming in and fighting and awkwardly trying to learn that other stuff.
Right.
So anyway, he did a fantastic job. He belonged in that spotlight. And he looked fantastic.
Yeah.
So he obviously enjoyed that quite a bit because Junior Dos Santos, well, he sent Roman Reigns a little message on Twitter. So I noticed that somewhere in the neighborhood of these guys being out there doing this tonight. And I was just like, oh, hey, how you doing?
We're here for it.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Oh.
So, of course, his tweet, as you're seeing right now, is, you know, maybe calling out Roman Reigns and saying,
maybe a little bit,
asking where that bar's at that he's going to throw him out of, and his buddies here, you know, his little brothers. So I want to see that
heat.
The thing is, you know, people are getting a mistake and thinking he's doing a wrestling challenge. He's not.
Probably not.
No. It's not a wrestling challenge.
No, it's meet me in the bar challenge.
It's let me introduce you to how you actually run a yard challenge. I'm going to own your soul challenge.
Right.
Because he would.
Right.
So anyway.
Anywho.
Back to life. Back to reality. So we had this going on, all kinds of heat, and then there was Jericho.
Oh, man. Jericho. Could you just calm down a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't think he can.
I don't want to get this wrong. So, I take notes. And on some of these notes, it's pretty great. We're talking about, Jericho on Paige Van Zandt. Because everybody remembers Jericho on Stephanie. Remember the trash bag hoe stuff? Because I do. It's some of my favorite stuff ever in the history of pro wrestling. Those promos never got old to me. Well, it was sort of the trash bag hoe promo. Because he's asking a Paige Van Zandt if she was thinking about sliding into his DMs. Yes, sliding into his DMs has now hit wrestling canon in AEW. Yeah. And he eventually gets to say, don't worry about it. It wouldn't matter. I wouldn't touch you with your husband's genitalia.
That's exactly how he worded it.
Yep. And then he asked her about the filter she uses on Instagram. Now, he didn't say her OnlyFans account.
No.
Right?
He didn't say it explicitly.
I think everybody was thinking it. I think everybody was actually logging in to see if she just updated it. But mostly, he just did the Instagram thing. And he talked about, did you use the filter for Clarendon, Juno, Bimbo, or bitch? Then everybody chanted which one she used. And
Probably
of course it was
the last one.
Of course it was Juno. But the thing is, when he said, I got to go back to the line. So CM Punk was CM Punking all night.
Yes.
CM Punking.
He's in rare form.
He was in rare form tonight. You are correct. But so freaking funny when Jericho says the big line, it don't matter. I wouldn't do you with your husband's genitalia. CM Punk says,
I don't believe him. I think he would.
Shade, shade, shade.
Oh.
It's a beautiful day for shade.
Yes.
Anyway, there was a lot of shade being thrown out tonight.
There was.
This is a great segment. And, they did a big challenge.
Yes.
And what it was is Jericho's like, look, I want a 10-man tag.
Yeah.
I want a big 10-man tag. And so
he's like, bring anyone you want, men of the year. Pick any 3 people you want. We don't care.
Right.
We just want to face you.
Lambert says, being a good manager, you're not just going to give somebody what they want right off the bat. Lambert's like, look, no, that's cool. I know you want that. But men of the year, they want gold. Mm-hmm. And there's only one of you, and he runs down everybody. He runs around their police record. He runs around
Jericho's big mouth.
Hager's big head.
Yeah.
Ask him if he has to step into the shirt and pull it up. Yeah, all this stuff. So it was funny.
It was.
But he gets to Guevara, and he says, you're the only one that's got gold. So are you going to meet my terms for the Inner Circle?
Right.
Interesting, right? So we're obviously going to have some kind of TNT title match still going on, or some kind of gauntlet, maybe. Mm-hmm. Something crazy.
Yeah.
So
but we won't know till next week.
Right. He's not going to give those stipulations until 7 days from now.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. Sammy obviously is like, I don't care.
Kick all your butts right now.
One of the beautiful parts of this is Jericho directing this segment from the ring. So if you watch it back, you could see him, the camera would hit him at the wrong time every time.
Yeah, they tried.
So they go back, and right at that time, he's like looking down here at floor director, camera guy, whatever, and he's kind of like, and next time it's like, then the next time he's like trying to hurry Sammy up. So Scorp finally gets the microphone. Scorpio Scott's been sitting there the whole time. He's been thinking about this line for a week. And he's like, about the goat. I beat the goat. What, 2 times?
2 times.
So that makes me. And then he's like, you could see it goes to Jericho, and Jericho's like, cut him off. Like, you could see him right in his ear, right? Sammy's like, yeah. Then completely cuts him off. And then, Jericho again, gives him the Iggy, man. He's like, hurry up. Tell him what you got to tell him. And he gets it all out.
Yes,
it's just funny.
eventually.
It was funny to me. And it would happen anyway. You're the leader of the team. Let's cut all this malarkey and, just talk what we need to talk.
Just say what you need to say. Get it out.
Say what you need to say.
Oh,
so
goodness.
All good stuff. I liked the segment, though. It was good.
Me too. It was very fun. And I can't wait to see who they decide to put in the 10-man tag.
Yes. And then
the best part of the night. Oh, man.
Then CM Grinch that stole Christmas. I love you, CM Punk. But this was funny.
It was.
So next was the AAA tag team titles.
Yes, the Lucha Brothers versus an unknown masked team.
Well, unknown's a pretty broad statement, considering somebody on yesterday's show.
Yes.
Somebody said they figured it would probably be FTR.
Yes, you did. You did say that right here, like 24 hours ago. And guess what happened?
Yes.
The Super Frogs came out.
The Super Frogs. Las Superanas, which was beautiful. They were wearing their green bodysuits.
Yeah.
And they're from Guadalajara, Mexico. Mm-hmm. So, it was really funny. And as soon as I saw them, I said, that's FTR.
But it was weird because Excalibur had never seen them wrestle. And he knows everybody.
So the announcers were doing what announcers are supposed to do. Mm-hmm. I don't know who they are. And the thing was, I was sitting with her and she's like, I'm not sure that's FTR.
It's like, they look kind of weird.
Nobody in that stadium, arena, bingo hall, what the hell ever, nobody in there, 3/4 of the crowd obviously didn't know because they were pretty damn shocked when the mask came off.
Yeah.
So because it didn't necessarily look, I mean, you could make an argument that it could have been anybody else.
It's just not what they normally wear. I guess they look different.
Yeah. I mean, just one of those things. You ever see somebody you're used to wearing a certain thing in something else, like you work with somebody and they're always wearing a uniform, you see them in regular clothes, like, hey,
you're like, oh, hey.
Is that you?
It's like seeing a fighter in like street clothes and you're like, oh, you look really good in street clothes.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, I think. But yeah, this was really funny because CM Punk, as soon as they come out to the little frog jumping music, they're in there doing leapfrogging each other.
Yeah.
They're a fun little team from Mexico. But as soon as they come out, CM Punk's like, and Tony Schiavone seemed the most frustrated by this.
Yeah.
And
he seemed like he was trying to bring it back.
Well, no, he was using that passive aggressive. He is the king of passive aggressive. He really is. Because even after it happened, and what happened? What are we talking about? CM Punk right off the bat, just like, that's FTR.
He's like, I don't know if the Lucha Brothers can tell, but I'm pretty sure that's FTR.
Can you guys really not tell?
Yeah. Like, you really gonna sit here and tell me that's not FTR right there?
I mean, that's FTR. You can't see that?
It's got like, X-ray vision.
Did anybody smarten him up? Like, ever? It was really funny. But he totally, like, I sent a tweet out. It's like, the Grinch that stole, the commentator's Christmas, whatever. He, hey, here's the Easter Bunny. Here's Santa Claus. I mean, dude.
Yeah.
It's wrestling. It's wrestling.
You didn't have to wait that long. They got unmasked pretty early.
Yeah.
Just hang on a second.
The line you're supposed to say, just so I can teach you, is these guys look familiar. I can't put my finger on it. And you can even say it in a condescending way or sarcastic way. Be like, Raja, I can't put my finger on it, but these guys remind me of somebody.
They really do.
Is there something about them? I mean, I know
their style of work just rings a bell.
Doesn't really. I don't see a lot of lucha in this.
No.
It's very strange. It's almost like North Kakalakian. It's really strange.
Oh man,
Asheville variety.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very specific taste.
Very specific form of luchador.
It's like you're tasting a wine. North Kakalaki.
Tastes like Biltmore. It's a Biltmore wine. Yeah. So anyway, that's just a little thing I had to point out because it was funny to me, and then Tony being like, "No, you're so smart, CM Punk. I love having an expert analyst out here that is able to point something out the rest of us couldn't see."
Oh, so bad.
No, I really think it's great. CM Punk's like, "No, man, no, I don't." No, it really
He kind of backed up a little.
It's really awesome.
Oh man, of course it was FTR under the masks when they pulled them off.
Yes.
But that's not the point.
No, it was them. It was for the AAA tag titles.
Yeah.
Tully runs out wearing black and green, which I popped for. So he matched the Frogs.
Yes.
Why wasn't with the Frogs to start with? Say, this is my new Froggy tag team. I don't know. But he was wearing...
managing these
the
frogs.
very fact that he put the black and green on just for a damn run-in.
Yeah.
When he never intended on coming out with him in the first place.
It's just great.
It's just one of those details that...
we appreciate it.
It's so old school that I love him for it. I really hope this is some kind of Chase variant figures.
Oh gosh, can we please get the last Super Runners?
I mean, if anything, they should have wore that gimmick that WWE came up for them when they were going to leave. You remember the whole like crazy? That would have been funny.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyway, Phoenix.
Poor Phoenix.
Phoenix got hit with the AAA title.
Yes.
And then he got the big brain buster. And he went bye-bye, night-night, see you later.
The point of this match was not really the match. It was the insanity that FTR are now the AAA Tag Team Champions. They're Lucha Libre Tag Team Champions. FTR!
I mean, they can do some lucha. They can. Malachi Black, in that first match, he did Steamboat arm drags.
I'm pretty sure one of their mottos is no flips.
But Ricky Steamboat, they said, was from Hawaii.
Oh, God.
He had, Steamboat's gym in Charlotte.
It's just the sheer insanity of it that I love.
So they could be from Mexico. It's a new world. So then we had, by the way, new tag team champions, FTR.
Yeah. Congratulations. Yes. They need another star on their jackets.
Well, good Lord. You need to be in that shade match with the shade tree and Shady McShade.
Me and CM Punk would get along.
You would. You really would get along. From here on, we got some backstage segments. Yes. A couple in a row. You had Dante and Lio Rush, and Leo's like, you sucked butt. And now we're going to be a tag team.
Yes.
So good tag team. Awesome. Can't wait to see that. We go with the Tony in another area backstage, and CM Punk he's putting over. It's kind of dangerous to be backstage.
Yeah. Why do you want to be back there?
Probably sit in the crowd. Be a lot safer. But poor Tony somewhere else. He's like, okay. and he's at the steps, and FTR is coming up and they're celebrating.
Like, woohoo!
Hey, whoa, hey, okay, all right. So he's coming up there, and that's when MJF walks up because Idolo's standing there, Andrade is standing there.
Yeah.
And in a kind of interesting thing here, the payment happens with Andrade wanted to pay MJF.
Yeah, for helping him out.
Loaning
him FTR.
Yeah. So he paid him, and then MJF was obviously happy, and then he made the statement, just one night though.
Yes, this is only a one-time deal.
It was a one-time deal. But
yeah.
Andrade.
He didn't seem too pleased with that.
Andrade didn't give him the nod.
No. He didn't do the...
No.
He doesn't seem to think this is a one-time deal.
He did give him the stare. The cold stare. And it was because he touched him on the chest.
Oh, man.
That's a big insult in certain parts of the world, specific parts of the world. You got to know, some parts of the world, you have to know which hand to shake.
Yeah.
Because they might have whopped their butt with the other one.
You have to know what the respect is. Everyone's got a different definition.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I think Andrade is coming back for those AAA tag team titles in some way or another. Because, he probably wants those in his corner.
Maybe he's going to bring in a real Lucha tag team, and he didn't want to go against the Lucha Bros.
That's so smart. He's like, let me just put these on these guys that don't know Lucha Libre, and then I'll bring in a better team to beat them because they wouldn't be able to beat the Lucha Brothers. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. There you go.
Talking about easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy?
Jon Moxley was next.
I was thinking of orange squeezing and orange juice, but go ahead.
Yes, Orange Cassidy was there too. I meant easy peasy because this match was easy peasy for Jon Moxley.
Wasn't easy peasy for everybody though.
No. Poor Wheeler.
So Wheeler Yuta got
the break speed off of him.
Yeah. So Jon Moxley siding, folks. We had the music.
Yeah.
And we had the scars.
Yeah.
And the scars were even put over by CM Punk.
Yeah, he's like, he looks like he's been through a war.
Yeah, and he said his recent war that he had and his back.
And he looks like he's still in it because he did. Yeah. He's still angry.
Yeah, he beat the piss out of Yuta.
Yes, he did.
And it was, ugly.
I'd say he's still angry about losing the ladder match last week.
It was ugly but beautiful. A lot of cross faces and a paradigm shift.
Yeah, it was really nice. Just quick, dirty, get him out of there,
So
and he left.
They did an injury angle on Yuta afterwards where the doc comes in, make sure, like, you okay?
Yeah, he didn't look okay.
Hello? Hello.
But more interesting was Orange Cassidy's reaction to the whole deal. He looked very concerned about Mox's state of mind. I don't know. He seemed upset that this is how it went down.
He didn't give him the nod.
No, there was no nodding.
But he gave him the stare.
Oh, the cold stare.
The cold stare.
Yes, and I guess we're heading towards something.
I think he was just wondering where Mox lives. Because Mox ran back to that room. It's like they
you think he lives back there?
They finally get him to come out, and he goes right back.
He's not really concerned. He was just thinking about something really random, like, I wonder when Mox's book comes out.
I wonder where Chuck is.
I haven't seen Trent in a while.
Yeah. Why am I here? But they did put over that Yuta was his protege.
Yes.
I thought that was an interesting little line to use. And November 4th is when Mox's book comes out. It's available everywhere.
Go get it.
Yeah, so or
they talked about the book at the start of this match, and I think they finished at the end of the match. The match only took as long as the book promo.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool though. I like matches like that.
Yeah,
I like when you
sometimes they're necessary.
That, but hey, you know what happened next?
What?
A backstage fight.
Oh, really?
There was.
That doesn't happen often.
Well, it started with a promo. It started with a kiss. But it started with a promo. Serena Dweeb was back in the.
Serena Deeb was in the back.
I did not mean to say that.
It just came out. It's fine.
I really wasn't meaning to say that. Serena Deeb was in the back, and she was doing a promo. And
it's about how she has to drag the women's division up to her standard.
Right. She talked about sabbaticals.
It's a lot of work.
She used the word sabbatical. I was happy. But then all of a sudden, this crazy Japanese girl just came in.
Just out of nowhere.
Just holy shit all over the place. And it was a violent attack.
It was.
At first, I thought she hit her with a canoe.
It was her jacket.
That's how tired I was. I was just like, it's been a great show. Oh my God, she hit her with a canoe. You don't want to get hit with canoes. I mean,
at least it wasn't a kendo stick.
I mean, seriously, if somebody could pick a canoe up, swing it with good veracity,
that would hurt.
I mean, the fact that they must have really long appendages just to get the right kind of angle. It's not the heaviness of it. It's kind of like
it's just really long.
It's the conch of it.
Yeah.
And if you ever been hit with one of those wet floor signs, I have. I'm a boy though. You're not.
I'm not.
So I've been hit with anything that you could pick up easily at places and hit people with.
Right.
And wet floor signs hurt.
I'm sure they do.
So a canoe is like at least 20 wet floor signs. That's the way I look at it.
Probably kill you.
So you're going to get a concussion.
Oh, man.
But the concussion happened on this one it was a hell of a little fight. And the funny thing was...
Sheeta's really mad that she stole her 50th win.
The biggest blow was after this when they go back to CM Punk. And CM Punk was talking about how dangerous it is backstage. But he did say... He talked about a fantastic head of hair that Serena Deeb has.
Yes.
Little straight edge society. Little reference.
CM Punk just on it tonight, man.
So, for those of you who don't know, Serena was a member of the Straight Edge Society and had to shave her head.
Yes.
And of course, then she drank some beer, got caught, and got fired. But
you can't be in the Straight Edge Society if you're drinking.
Can't be perfect, right?
It's not straight edge.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know.
Not like CM Punk making the cross of the sign at somebody's beer tonight when he came out.
That was great. That was absolutely great. But we enough of these backstage fights.
Yes.
We got to go to a trios match.
Oh, a fantastic trios match between the Dark Order and the Super Clique. This was so much fun.
This is great.
Oh, it was so fun. I love them all so much. So we had Evil Uno and John Silver and Alex Reynolds against the Young Bucks and Adam Cole.
Baby.
Yes. So, I mean, this was like a spot fest. You know, they all got their bits in, but it like in such a good way. It just made you happy. There was Johnny Hungy chants. You know, there was booming all over the place. It was just so much fun. And there was like a debut.
Yes.
A crazy debut that nobody saw coming.
There was. But listen, man, I got to go with this because this match had so much insanity.
It did, and it didn't stop.
But it was the kind of insanity that is like entertainment galore. And WWE talks about their entertainment company, right? Mm-hmm. And we have the wrestling over here.
Yes.
But This was so entertaining.
It was.
And people have been getting all worked up about the super click spot.
Yeah, kissing on.
Yeah, with the kiss on the cheeks. That whole moment is one of the best moments of the year that happened in this match. But it also got into that wonderful Dark Order part where they do their thing. It's their signature.
Yeah, their combo.
Yeah, so we had the super click spot. We had the fact of, and by the way, Adam Cole was super over, and he's been super over since he got here.
Yeah, like people love Adam Cole.
Absolutely, man. And
I'm glad he gets his own entrance still, even when he comes out with a team, because it's just great.
Well, they're so over that they're more over than Dark Order in Miami.
Yeah, which is interesting.
There was BTE chants.
Yeah, the Elite chant.
Yeah. I mean, you don't get that very much. We used to get that at Ring of Honor and stuff, which they mentioned Ring of Honor tonight, and that's twice recently by name. I've heard him say Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And that's just one they didn't used to say very much. That's the little things you have to listen to.
Yeah, you gotta watch everything.
But so this was so amazing. Uno takes one of the shoes, one of the heralded Nikes, right?
Yes.
So he takes one of the shoes off Nick.
Off of Nick, yeah.
Ends up taking a sock. And then out of nowhere, listen, nobody expected this. So we've been talking about The Fiend. We've been talking about all these people, Buddy Murphy and all these people, Bill Murphy from, the Sci-Fi Channel.
Braun Strowman, who knows?
Braun Strowman and all these people we've been talking about. And never have we talked about the fact that, ladies and gentlemen, we can now confirm it. Mr. Socko was all elite.
Oh, man. Didn't see it coming.
And he did the mandible claw.
Oh, man. He sockoed Nick Jackson with his own sock.
He used the mandible claw. And it was great. And the crowd came unglued.
Oh, they lost their freaking mind.
They really did. And
so did we.
And of course,
honestly.
Punk said, "Is that Mick Foley?" Which is cool.
Because he's wearing a mask, I mean.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I mean, it
man.
could be Mick Foley.
Even funnier, when he took the sock off, he accidentally smacked John Silver in the face.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. And this went into the kiss spot.
Uh-huh.
And, we had the super click spots, what I call it. I don't know what they call it, but the super click spot.
Mm-hmm.
So they come in, and when they go, the Bucks hit the ropes the second time because it's just overdone.
Yeah.
But when they hit it second time, Silver and was Reynolds on that one? They pull them out and they go in. And of course, if you've been watching BTE, they've been trying to get Adam Cole to be their friend. It all kind of goes in. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And they kiss him on each side. It's because they're just hilarious.
Yeah.
And he notices that that's not his boy's lips.
And he's like, what?
Yeah. He kind of gives and he gets all mad. And then that turns into the Dark Order spot.
Yeah, the big combo followed by something evil.
If you were scoring this in a video game, it would be like a times 16 combo.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just boom, boom, boom,
one right
boom,
after the other.
Boom, 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 boom. And it's really just amazing. But
unfortunately, that wasn't the finish.
Yeah, man. And there was some really close falls here. Yeah. I mean, I really, honest to God, for a couple moments thought
the Dark Order had it.
Yeah, I mean, and they could. They're at that level, or have been at that level. I know they've been skidding a little bit.
Yeah.
They got a suspect stains in their underwear.
But then they had like Adam Cole and Alex Reynolds in there, Battle of the Hair, and they hit the Panama Sunrise and the BT Trigger, and then they lowered the boom,
I do have to say a couple references. This popped me, but old school fans. JR. Damn it, JR. No, number one, JR says that John Silver reminds him of Ivan Putski, the Polish power, Ivan Putski. And Brute Bernard, boy, that's going back. Dear God. If they had a child, it creates this guy. And then CM Punk, not to be outdone, talked about Scotty Ian of Anthrax, which...
Excalibur pop for that.
I mean, it's totally doable. And but yeah, it was. I
love John Silver. I've loved him for years.
Yeah,
ever since I first saw him.
I love the Panama Sunrise, but
it's a great move.
I like the name. It's just a cool name. It sounds like a drink, like a really good drink.
It does.
It's like I'll take a Panama Sunrise, and I got you a Panama Sunrise here, darling.
Oh man,
you can trust me. There's a pudding pop over there too.
So yes, the Elite won. Super Click won. Yeah. And then Jungle Boy came out. He was like, I'm not going to take this bullying from you.
Jungle Boy, 7 Shades of Sex. He comes out in his open leather jacket. He's like, I'm Jungle Man tonight.
He didn't have his hair down or anything.
Yeah, he comes in. He gets the chair. Bonk, bonk, bonk. He gives Cutler
the snare trap.
A Cutler Supreme. Yeah. I mean, it was...
Hit him with the chair.
Dude, bro. he knocked a year off his life.
Yeah, it was bad.
Right on the spine.
Oh, it sounded
a little
terrible.
piece of spine came out his butthole. I guarantee you, there's like a little bit. They're gonna be like, he's gonna wipe his butt. Whoa, what is that? Oh, and it goes back. Yeah, it's happened to me 2 or 3 times a day.
Man.
He knocked the shit out of him with that. He really did, didn't he?
Yeah, and the Young Bucks and Adam Cole didn't come help him. They just left him there to die.
Why have stooges if you can't do that?
I guess. He's supposed to be their friend. I do want to point out something weird, though. Right after the pin happened, I swear there was a purple flicker of lights. Just the slightest little second of flickering. I was like, what was that? Did you see that? Something happened. Oh, it's a sign. I know it is. Something's coming for the Dark Order.
I had to go back on live TV.
We went back a couple times. I wanted to make sure it wasn't like a subliminal picture like cut in there, you know? I just have to be sure.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
You have to watch everything. It wasn't. It was a flash of light.
If anybody's seen anything, please let us know. Here's our socials.
I'm not crazy.
No, I know you're not.
We saw Arn Anderson next.
We did. Yeah. Speaking of not crazy.
Oh, this whole thing was crazy. Just the way he's training Cody, trying to knock the Hollywood out of him. That's what I took from it. You're not going to be a celebrity anymore, boy.
I loved it.
It was great.
I think that they needed something like this, and I loved it. And this was really, really cool.
The Nightmare Factory kids are not happy with Cody.
Yeah.
They're like, you're never here.
I liked it when he showed a picture, and he's just like, see this picture right here on my broken phone? Because wouldn't he have a broken phone?
Yeah.
And he's like...
He falls out of the car when he gets out.
It was Arn and Dusty. Did you say it falls out of the car when he gets out to blow somebody's face off?
Yes. It just hits the street. Sorry.
I'm done.
Go on.
No, it was a great
Arn
segment.
And Dusty.
It was a great segment.
Oh, he's basically like, do you think that those kids were mad when your dad was beating the crap out of me?
So Cody had said, and this is beautiful, in interviews out somewhere, and I can't tell you where, I read it, but Cody was like, I'm never going to be heel. You know, he was just like...
He did say that.
You know, he's like, I don't want to disappoint, blah, 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 right?
Yes.
So, and I was fine with that, honestly. You don't have to be if you don't want, whatever.
Right.
So, I think it was a work. I think it was a work. I think he said that to get more heat
when he turns heel.
From people that are like gunpowder dogs. Oh, and by the way, little known fact. I used to work a job, and that job required me to do things like pick things up from people that didn't pay.
Right.
And I took this job in a wonderful area of Kentucky near Harlan. So if you don't know about Harlan, Kentucky, you don't go there and pick people's crap up.
Right.
No, I did. And I actually had shotguns stuck in my face several times.
Oh my goodness.
All kinds of stuff. But I digress, Taz. Gunpowder dogs are a legit thing. And I'm here to tell you, I'm doing my public service now right now. I thought it was a joke until I seen this cute little pup tied to a piece of merchandise I was going to pick up in front of somebody's house they had thrown out and taken a crap inside of.
Oh my God.
For real. True story. And I was like, hey, puppy. I literally seen the hairs on the back of his neck stand up. When I was like, hey, puppy. And he was like, and you just see the hairs stand up, and he's like, and there was no growl.
Oh no.
There was just this one distant look of death.
Oh no.
And it's, I mean, just lunge the fastest I've ever ran in my entire life. I'd like to tell you that I knocked the dog out, Clint Eastwood style. No, I'm surprised I didn't run all the way back home, but gunpowder dogs, when I make that reference, you'll hear it on the show many times. That's as crazy gets.
Right.
And that's where Arn Anderson's at.
Yeah, he is.
Somebody fed Arn Anderson a big old pile of gunpowder.
Oh, and really upset.
He decided not to get any more Fs. But speaking of Fs and no giving them, MJF came out next, or we got to hear Silencio, por favor. And he talked about I'm sorry. He talked about Miami smelling like hookers and beer.
He did. He said that. That's rude.
That should be on their like bumper sticker or their commercial. Come to Miami. We smell like hookers and beer.
Like that's going to drive people away.
Yeah, I know, right? So what happened?
So he's basically out there pretending like he doesn't know that why Darby's not there tonight, and they're supposed to have a match. Why isn't Darby here? He didn't show up.
Chicken.
He's a coward. Yeah. So he has Wardlow bring Bryce out there, and he's like, I want you to count to 10 and count Darby out and then raise my hand because I'm the winner because Darby's not here. But no, Sting is not having any of that.
No. Sting comes out.
He will not besmirch his son that way.
Yeah, he comes out, he does business. MJF runs like a like a scalded dog, and that's that.
I mean, Sting even put the bat down. He was like, we can fight right now.
Yeah, he brought Batty with him because there was two of them. And then we go, and guess what happens?
What happens?
Just take a wild guess.
Backstage fight.
Backstage fight.
Yes.
Right here. Good guess.
I actually find this really interesting. Not just because I love the idea of Anna Jay and Britt Baker like facing off, because that would be amazing. But it's like we have Anna Jay and Britt Baker in this feud, and we also have Jungle Boy and Adam Cole in a feud. So that's like the couples. We could have an intergender match.
We could, yeah. That's a great idea.
I just love it. I don't know. It's great.
That's really weird.
It is weird. It's great though.
I didn't think about that. So I like to live in a world where Anna Jay doesn't have a boyfriend.
I know. I'm sure a lot of girls feel the same way about Jungle Boy.
I bet a lot of girls feel the same way about Anna Jay.
You'd be right about that.
My goodness. My goodness. So Anna Jay's back there. Tony's talking to her. And at that point, listen, it's like being a red shirt on Star Trek.
Yeah. I don't know why he goes back there.
I'd be in that locker room getting ready, and it'd be like, hey, Tony Schiavone's want...
No, thank you. Just let them do their interviews on their own. They don't even let him talk anyway.
Damn it, the monkeys.
Half the time they steal his microphone and just tell him to leave, so, why is he even there?
Sorry.
But basically, Britt Baker showed up. She's like, your friends are losers. You're a loser. What you gonna do about it? And Anna Jay attacked her.
Good thing Ty Conti wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because we all wanted to get to that.
I think part of the point was that Anna Jay always needs someone with her. Yeah. And right now she doesn't have anyone with her, but she's still going to fight.
Cool match. Hey, it's going to be a cool match.
I can't wait for that match.
It's going to be a big fight.
Oh, man.
Speaking of big fights and cool matches, the next was neither. Unfortunately, Kiera Hogan and Penelope Ford had a match.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to do what you expect me to do right now. They had a match before, and it didn't go so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where the problem happened, but maybe the leapfrog over nobody.
Early on, yeah.
So Kiera Hogan does a leapfrog, and I don't know who she leapfrogged.
It wasn't Penelope.
But it wasn't Penelope. So I'm really worried. I'm really worried that the wrestling gnomes are back. It happens ever so often, but usually every 100 years on a night, much like tonight, coming into the Halloween season in October.
Right.
We're mid-October, and that's when the wrestling gnomes appear. And last time that happened, they got Frank Gotch.
Oh no.
And they got Hackenschmidt too once.
Oh no.
So thank God that was over with, you know. And
no wonder this match went poorly.
Yeah, it wasn't their fault. It's the damn gnomes.
They definitely got their wires crossed and had a hard time recovering from it.
They really did. That's as much help as I can give it. It was a pile of crap.
The crowd tried to help them out.
They really did.
They're like, yeah, you could do it.
Who knew that Miami was so
nice?
Nice. Because you would think that they would do that and just they'd start shooting at them, you know, like the Wild West. But because that's what I was like, oh shit, you know. But no, it wasn't like that. They were kind of
they were like, yeah, you could do it.
You can do it.
I didn't do it. They got through that real quick. And
dude, it was terrible. It wasn't real quick. They had a commercial break with this crap.
That's true.
It was horrible. And time stopped for me. I can only imagine what it was for them.
Oh, I'm sure they felt terrible.
They had to feel just terrible. I don't know. Like Raj just said, I don't know what happened. Mm-hmm. But man, something happened.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was weird because sometimes you just can't get it back. I've been in there.
Yeah.
I've been in there where the crowd gets completely quiet because you screw something up. And
you're like standing there like, oh, what do I do?
It's horrible because at that point you want to rush through things.
Yeah.
And, you know,
to make up for it.
Especially any kind of greenness, you know, to an area or to something like that. And you feel all the eyes on you. It's just not cool. It's like almost you're naked in front of everyone at school. And that's just what it feels like. I've been there, really been there several times. Every wrestler has.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just something I think back to that. So I get the secondhand embarrassment when it happens.
And you're like, I know that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not,
make it stop.
It's not cool. So I'm not going to crap on it. I just hope that,
this match wasn't
they
really
figured it out.
Dynamite
It
ready.
wasn't the good spot for it.
No, but Ruby Soho came out afterwards to exact her revenge. And,
she made up for it.
Yeah. Yeah, she was like...
That was the best punches I've ever seen Ruby throw. So they probably was like, oh, whip their butts.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And then after that, we got to see the Redeemer.
Miro.
His promo. It's apparently been hiding in a cave because he can't go home to his wife.
So I was like, who's Miro going to cut a promo on?
We wouldn't have guessed who it was.
Miro cut a promo on God.
He did. He called out God.
Yeah.
He was like, what have I done? Why have you forsaken me? And then he was like, I don't care because I'm going to start killing people until you answer for what you did to me.
He can't go home to his wife.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He's really mad.
I hope somebody sends a video where they're home with his wife.
It's God.
Oh.
God's at his house.
You're such a terrible person.
I'm sorry.
Wow. But God's got a cover for that.
Oh, yeah.
Tell him it's immaculate. Just,
oh, God.
It's the see? Man, you get to hear that a lot, don't you? Do you think
this promo was ridiculous?
Is that what it sounded? Were you like acting it out? Yes. Oh, God.
This promo was ridiculous in the best way. I don't know where they're going to go from this. He was like, you gave me a body of granite and a neck of sand. Is that a joke to you?
How can you ever? I don't like this because unless they put him in like some kind of metal gimmick for his neck, is that not always? He sounded like the guy on SpongeBob with
got glass bones and papers. I can't handle this.
He's like, I wake up every... The heart attacks put me to sleep.
Oh, jeez. Mira, please calm down a little bit. Go home. See your wife. You'll feel better. Maybe get on the side of someone else other than God. I don't know.
You know, we don't have riders.
Oh, okay. We got to see Hangman Page next, though. He came out to the ring.
Oh, yeah. And he found a smile. Wait, wrong guy. Wrong decade.
He gave a very nice promo about how he, lost himself and lost everything. But one thing he didn't lose was the support of the fans who were always out there chanting cowboy shit, which he loves, apparently. And then he was like, at Full Gear, I'm going to bring you some cowboy shit.
I listen. I'm a fan of shit just as much as anybody else.
Yes.
But I don't know how many times you can say shit in one promo. And I was actually, listen, I'm a pretty forward thinking dude.
Uh-huh.
But when I seen the 10-year-olds chanting shit, I was like, there was a little part of me.
It was like,
Little part of me is like, is that the best thing in the world? I mean, maybe I'm just, I don't know.
I'm glad he's getting a chance to redeem himself all these years later and finally get the championship.
Everybody's behind it. It's cool.
Yeah.
They built this story up like insane.
So much.
This story is so built, so it's got to have the big payoff, right? So
you have to think so.
It's going to be Adam Page winning the world title, and that's a good thing. It can't be a very long title run unless Adam does it as a heel.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the beautiful thing. That would be the true beauty.
He just turns heel all of a sudden.
Yeah, if he turned heel all of a sudden, that would be really good.
Doesn't actually care about the fans. He hates that chant. Stop,
dude. So then in our main event, we had freaking amazing because last night you had Suzuki and Danielson, and they just went to war. They went to just somewhere beautiful. Match of the year candidate.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And everybody was talking about it. Everybody was all about it, and the cuts and the bruises, everything's still all over Brian. So then Bobby Fish, who he must have owed money from New York, I don't know. He comes out, his dad's in the audience, not really, but if you saw it, you saw it, and it was just like, hey Bobby, how you doing, buddy? Come on back home, Bobby. Don't get hurt, Bobby. But he was there. The blue guys were in the front row. Those puffed up steroid abusers with the 3-eyed kid, and they were just standing up and blocking rows 2 through 10. The old fan from the 80s was out there, the Hulk Hogan looking guy. A lot of stuff going on in the crowd.
Fun crowd. In
the ring, Bobby Fish decided, you know what? I'm going to take your knee out.
Yeah.
And so he worked the knee. Beautiful. Psychology 101. Taking it out and just fundamentals.
Yeah.
And, Danielson working it back. One of the coolest spots of the entire match, 50-50 position, because he'd been working the knee like we talked about. And Danielson just decides to kick the shit out of Bobby Fish. Just literally kick the shit out of him. Not just hitting on the head.
Right.
I'm talking just right in the face with this.
Just kick each
so
other.
Much so Bobby's like, oh yeah? Kicks him. Danielson kicks him back, and then cinches in the nastiest heel hook I've ever seen in professional wrestling.
Yeah, it was gross.
But
effective.
Yeah, and you had your winner.
Yep, you did.
It's like, holy crap. Solid match.
It was amazing.
It was a solid match. Another solid,
great main event.
But we weren't done yet because they announced.
They revealed the bracket for the title eliminator tournament, which is starting next week.
It is.
So we have 10 versus Jon Moxley. Orange Cassidy versus Powerhouse Hobbs, Bryan Danielson versus Dustin Rhodes.
Poor Dustin.
And Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston in the first round.
Poor Lance. So, I can't tell you who's going to win most of those. That's the cool thing.
You never know, really. I mean, you can guess. You could do your bracket.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Mox has that. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure that, I don't know about Kingston. So
yeah, Lance could easily advance.
And I don't know about Orange.
No.
You just never know with those.
No.
So pretty interesting stuff. I think Danielson's going all the way.
Yeah, that would be the pick, I think.
So I don't know. Awesome episode of Dynamite, obviously.
Yes.
I mean, we loved it.
Yes, we did.
Loved it.
It was very entertaining the whole time.
I hope that, it gets all the accolades it deserves because it was really solid all the way through, man.
It was, yeah.
Just really good stuff. But
no bad words to say.
Yes.
Except for the one match. But that's okay.
Yeah, if we can mulligan one thing, if we could, Wyndham Rotunda one thing, it's a Blackjack Mulligan reference. But it would be that match. But for Raja, I'm John. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, subscribe, share, like, and tickle. You've been watching Blind Tag Wrestling or listening to Blind Tag Wrestling podcast review, video show, Galarama.
Yes.
So long. Bye.
Bye.